Mr. Tony Beals.
How you doing, sir?
A lot of stuff happening.
So much,
A
man.
lot of stuff happening nowadays. First off, congratulations.
Thank you. I
You
appreciate that.
are getting married here soon.
Very August 6th of 2022 is the official
2022.
date.
My goodness gracious. Congratulations.
We have a venue. I'll put this out there.
Yeah.
At the Lancaster Marriott.
Lancaster Marriott.
Yes.
Okay. Venue's at the Lancaster Marriott, so if anybody wants to come or crash, please feel free. That's awesome. So you're getting married and you just bought a house.
Let's just for somebody bought a house.
Somebody bought a house.
I'm helping pay the bills.
We won't throw shade on you too much for that one. That's
well,
awesome,
I gotta
man.
give credit where credit is due. Like the wifey she has changed my life,
Yeah,
and that's the key.
Good.
She is an amazing woman.
that's awesome, man.
Cassandra Crawford. I'm
Yes.
gonna put her name out there.
Is she cool with that?
I hope so.
Cassie, you
If-
better be cool with that now.
If not, she needs to be because she's an amazing woman.
Yeah.
and she has changed my life.
She
so.
is. Well, now your future wife, your fiance now. I knew
Yeah.
her in school. She used to give me rides. We were kind of talking about this a little bit ago, and she used to give me rides to school because the one girl that took me to school, Melissa, who I just found out was her roommate. They were always good friends though.
Yeah,
for-
they
for a
pretty
good amount of
still
time.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep in touch. Like as we get older as
Yeah.
adults, things kind of change, and therefore, and with that, and
Yeah.
all the others. But I would still say they're pretty close, and they're
Yeah. They're still talking, still texting.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
you lose a lot of that, I think, friendship momentum over time. I can think
Yeah.
about, 6 years ago? We were hanging out consistently over, where were we? Osborne's house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watching Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. Yeah, we won't touch on that part.
But what's cool about, you got a pretty cool story, and I really want to get into that. For those of you that don't know him, Tony and I, we went to school together at Pequay Valley, but yeah, we'll go there. Are you coaching there now?
Yeah,
That's awesome,
I am currently the junior high assistant coach for football.
Okay.
And as of right now, depending, I am the JV head coach for baseball.
For baseball?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. You played football, baseball.
Actually, I played soccer and baseball.
I thought you were. Oh, that's
my
right.
time there.
You didn't play football. You did play
So,
soccer and baseball.
real quick backstory, and this is a great segue. I have a heart condition.
Yeah.
So, I have what's called aortic bicuspid valve.
What is that?
So your valve looks like a Mercedes-Benz symbol. So if looking at your camera here, it looks like a Mercedes-Benz symbol.
Okay.
And your valve is supposed to pump, all valves considered.
Mm-hmm.
My valve, this connection is not there. So it actually looks like this.
So it's just two.
Yes.
So it's like a consistent
So
peace sign.
like in a sense, I'm technically leaking blood as we speak.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So
Yeah.
that explains why you're not playing football.
Exactly. So when I was a kid, the doctors told me I was not allowed to play football.
Mm.
I was not allowed to powerlift or play hockey
Okay.
as a kid because they were worried that when you are impacted,
Yeah.
apparently that blood rushes to your heart to save it.
Mm.
And the doctors were worried that if the more blood that is rushed to my heart with considerable impacts,
Yeah.
that it would rupture the valve.
That's right. And you were always involved in the football team.
It was one of those
Yeah.
things. Yeah, I fell in love with football.
Yeah.
And there was times where as a child and a mother that when I would go to my checkups that I would have actual like fights with my doctor and I would like try and get them to be like, hey, can I play football? And they would say no. And it would be my mother, would be like want to get me to play football and I just couldn't.
Yeah.
It was just not that.
The persistence.
Yeah.
I made up in soccer and baseball though. Because you were on the same team as Kinsey, right? Nick Kinsey?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when those played
He's
out,
one
that
of my
character.
favorites, man.
Yeah.
He has so many favorite memories that If you're listening, Nick Kinsey, I keep your traditions
alive and well.
alive and well.
I just saw him last week. For the first time in a while, man. Just doesn't change. We were friends. Backstory: we were friends since 4th grade, and just never lost touch. It was he's a great guy.
It's one of those things like I keep traditions alive. You know, like as a coach, I remember backstory. Like I'm not gonna shy on it. I was a bench warmer. I was not starting. I was not the star athlete, but as a bench warmer, I got the most out of baseball. Yeah, like it was an incredible experience, and I love those. You know, from like the seeds. You know, being the seed guy. Yeah. You know, buying the $5 bags of sunflower seeds and filling the bucket up and have it ready for the guys. Yeah. Like that was a great aspect of it. And I remember Nick Kinsey. He was always out there. Like he would drop his glove and clap it up and be like, "Hey, well done, great move." It was like the most simplest of pitcher moves, like to throw over to first base, but the fact that he dropped his glove and like clapped it up, it was just so funny, and it made baseball so much fun. And I try to keep those
traditions alive today.
Exactly.
That's the one thing I always loved about you, was you always seemed to find the joy in everything that you did. I've never seen one time where you were, I mean, I've seen you get mad, but I've never seen you get negative about something. Like you always brought that back, and I've always appreciated that about you. And that was been really cool to watch.
That's a quality that, I mean, without sounding, you know, naive or, you know, what's what I'm looking for? Like
conceited or
that's one quality I always hold high. A phrase I always live by is live every day like it's your last.
Okay.
Like, so like right now, like you and I are talking.
Yeah.
If I die tomorrow,
please don't.
Great. But like, that's how I live. Yeah. Like if I die tomorrow, how do I want to be remembered? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I live every day that way. Like, you know, I'm such a positive person. Yeah. I have a wonderful parental aspect to that. I really want to shout that out there. My mother and my father are the two greatest parents I can ever. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to plan something around that in our wedding. Like I'm talking to my mother now when it comes to our wedding and doing adult things right now. Like those two people are the greatest things that's ever happened in my life. Yeah. And you know, as a man, like your father is the highest. And my dad, I mean, I'll get emotional right now talking about him, but he is the one of the greatest things that's ever happened in my life.
Yeah. And I think you trickled that down too, because I've seen you put like that fatherly aspect into your little brother with all of his achievements and things that he's accomplished and everything too. And I really think that sticks when you have parents in the house that want to push you to succeed. And I saw that through you and your brother and all the achievements that you guys made. So shout out Mr. and Mrs. Beals.
I really appreciate that, because we have a family joke that my dad and I are helicopter parents. And my mother makes that joke, which is so funny because she is the parent. But that's exactly what it comes to. It's just like we have such love in our family that like no one can change it. Yeah. And it's... You know, my brother is succeeding. He is currently... I was trying to dry the shirt. Adult life. Like, I've had issues with my washer, but I was trying to dry the shirt. I was going to wear
Bro, I got to do 2 loads of laundry for like 3 weeks. So
I was trying to dry the shirt, but yeah, Mansfield University, shout out. But that's where my brother's going to college right now.
Good college. College. I've been up there. My one buddy went up
beautiful.
there.
It's beautiful up there. And with COVID and everything, we have yet to see a football season. But with COVID, he has, I mean, I don't know the words to describe. Like, he loves it up there. Good. When we toured it, me and my dad and my family didn't realize that it was a whatchamacallit, lost the words, but like a recruiting trip.
Okay.
We didn't realize it was a recruiting trip.
Okay.
Like we were so humble that we didn't think my brother was being recruited.
Was he invited there, or
Yeah.
or was that one of the places he was looking
So
into?
this sounds like a humble brag, but
Please humble brag away.
I will put it out there, Coach Choi.
Okay.
He is a teacher currently at Pequot Valley High School. He is an amazing coach, but he put out there this idea of sprint football.
Okay.
So sprint football is 100% normal collegiate football. The only difference is that you can only weigh 180 pounds.
Okay.
So you can't weigh more than that. So it's like a wrestling match.
Okay.
So with that being said, that if you weigh 180 pounds or more, you have to cut weight like wrestlers.
Okay.
So my brother going into college was 5'3" and 135 to 140 pounds at his best day.
Okay.
In high school.
Yeah.
So D2 programs, even D1 programs, are not looking at him whatsoever.
Yeah.
Like, so with that being said, that when we were looking into this program, I mean, this sounds so bad, but a humble brag is that when we were looking at college for my brother, I took it on my own self to like put his tape out there.
Okay.
So in this league, I sent out to every single team in this league.
Yeah.
It's a sprint football league. It's a collegiate league. It's recognized. When we were on his recruiting trip, it was recognized by the 150 years of collegiate football because Mansfield was the first school to hold a night football game.
Oh, really?
In history of football,
Huh.
Mansfield University was the first university to hold a night football game. So that includes professional football, collegiate football, high school football, etc.
What year was that?
That's a great question.
We'll fact check you later. I don't feel like doing it right
yeah,
now. But anyway.
Fact check me. That's 100%. But I know for a fact that Mansfield football was one of those things because every year they also honor that.
Okay.
So my aspect as a big brother was like, well, you know, my parents don't know too much about this. I know a little bit more. I'm 100% engaged in football. That's another side story we can get into later. You know, so I'm going to take it upon myself. You know, nobody asked me to do this. I just want to do this because I love my brother.
Yeah.
I want to do this for him.
Yeah.
So I sent it out to every single program in that league.
Okay.
So I asked Coach Troy for help. He is an English major. He graduated with English majors and all that kind of stuff. He actually currently has a son who's getting looked at by D1 programs.
Nice.
So I was like, hey, this is the perfect guy to do it.
Yeah.
He gave me a template. It's like, hey, this is what you want to look at. This is what you want to say, et cetera, et cetera. I just filled in the blanks. And I said it to every program other than the military academies.
Okay.
So sidebar, this sprint football is also recognized by Army, Navy, Penn, and Cornell. There are 4 D1 programs that recognize sprint football.
So is sprint football? So it's not. Is it officially like I know those places look at them, but is it officially like recognized as a league of its own?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
and Mansfield is a part of that.
Yeah. So sprint football is its own thing.
Okay.
So like you look at like the D1 programs, like when you go to ESPN and you watch football.
Yeah.
They're all D1 programs.
Yeah.
Sprint football is just like that, but it's not at that level yet.
Okay.
So it's not recognized yet because the case in point, like the heaviest kid can only weigh 180 pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So these D1 programs still offer that. As a big brother, I look at that and I go, well, my dad is, I would be correct on this, is a Marine.
Yeah.
My dad is a Marine. I will get chastised if I don't recognize
I've come to learn that about Marines. That if you ever had said
once a Marine
was a Marine,
always
you're gonna
a
get your head bit off. So
Yeah.
Marines. Thank
So
you.
with that being said, Army offers it and Navy.
Okay.
So when you apply to those programs, you are enlisting in the Army or Navy.
Okay.
Penn and Cornell, they're Ivy League schools.
Yeah.
They are very, very intelligent programs.
Yeah.
I'm your blue collar kid. My family's a blue collar kid. I love my brother.
Yeah.
We're not blue. You know, we're not getting the Ivy League.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'd be lucky if I understand how a weed whacker works. Like, we can get into that. But, you know, so it's one of those things. It's like when I was trying to help him get on this is where my parents and I, you know, differ. I was a little bit more intelligent in this process than they were.
Okay.
So when it came to Penn and Cornell, I didn't apply to those schools. Army and Navy, I didn't apply to those schools because when it's all said and done, he's going to have to enlist in those programs.
Yeah.
So that's a family decision.
Yeah.
Like, that's not on me as a big brother. Like,
yeah.
I want the best for my brother, but, like, that's a family decision. Like,
yeah.
if my mom doesn't want to serve him and give his life for his country, that's on them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and you can already tell, like, my dad's a Marine. Like, we're 100%, you know, back the blue and all that kind of stuff. Like, I don't want to get political, but, like, my dad served. So, like, we really appreciate the people who serve this country and things like that.
I think you saw that, though, or even with your, like, just pushing your brother, helping your brother apply to those programs, like, that is something that I don't think a lot of family members would do. And, you know, going back to the beginning, saying that. So with your dad being a Marine and, you know, Michael getting into football, you obviously were always into sports and everything. So one thing that a lot of people might not know about you, and I got permission to talk about this because we weren't allowed to talk about this a while ago. Here in Lancaster County and Lancaster City, there's a team called the Lancaster Barnstomers. They're a minor league baseball team. Do they recruit for the Phillies?
So here's the thing. And I'm so glad you transferred me into this.
Yeah.
Real quick, everyone who's listening, I can go on and on for about that thing. Like, I could be a second guest. Like, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I love this.
No,
this
thank
is
you
amazing.
for coming. Seriously.
I'm a big podcast person, and I'm already enjoying myself immensely. And I don't even know. Like, we're 15 minutes in.
We're only 15 minutes.
Yeah. We might have to push. This might be one of your first that's past what you wanted.
We'll have to do a 2-hour one next time.
Yeah. Please invite me back. I love this already. So the Lancaster Barnstomers are a semi-professional local team.
Yeah.
So when my time there, what I learned was to be affiliated with a professional team. One of the affiliates already have to, like, give away their affiliate.
Okay.
So, for example, the Reading Phillies, they're affiliated with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Yeah.
They would have to give away their affiliate.
Okay.
For the Lancaster Barnstomers then to become affiliated with a professional team.
Gotcha.
So my time there, what I learned is that the Atlantic League, and I'm going to say this 100% behind my back, the Atlantic League is an amazing league. What I learned is this is how I explain it. The Atlantic League is like an MLB holding tank.
Okay.
That's how I describe it. Because you have these guys that are not your Max Scherzers, your Bryce Harpers, your et cetera.
Yeah.
They might have gotten hurt. You know what I mean? They might have torn an ACL or had Tommy John or torn a rotator cuff.
Yeah.
These guys they're in the league and they're trying to get to that point.
Yeah.
But they don't have a lot of backing.
Okay.
So the Atlantic League is one of these teams, and you can go from the York Revolution to the Lancaster Barnstomers to there's a new team called the Rockers.
I heard the Rockers.
Yeah, I've been out a little bit, but then you've got the All-Star game I attended was Bridgeport, Connecticut, but I think that team's not there anymore.
But now do they sign them to contracts?
Correct.
Okay.
So here's the thing. So that's what I was getting at. So when these guys in this league start to show a lot of promise, the bigger league contracts. So it'll start with your Reading Phillies, your what's another minor league team?
There's the Reading Phillies. I thought the York Revolution was one of those, but I'm probably wrong on that.
So for local guys, you know, the Reading Phillies, that kind of team will recognize, like, hey, this guy's doing really good. He's throwing, you know, so many strikes, and he's doing this great. Like, we might want to have him on our team.
Yeah.
They'll sign him from the Atlantic League.
Okay.
And then he'll get a major league contract.
Yeah.
And then, so for example, a couple years ago when I was still with the team, we had a guy, and forgive me, I forget his name, but he pitched for us the opening day.
Okay.
So opening game, Lancaster Barnstomers, he pitched for us.
Yeah.
He pitched maybe 5 innings.
Mm-hmm.
He got pulled because the Yankees minor league team signed him during that time. So then he gets pulled from the game, and we can't pitch him no more.
Mm.
He gets signed, pitches for the minor league Yankees team for so long, whatever. And then during that year, he actually pitched for the Yankees.
Huh.
Major league game.
Yeah.
Counted everything. He pitched for them.
Dang.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, like, there, in 1 year, we had a guy that, like, I was, like, next to, pitch for the Barnstomers, gets pulled from the game, gets looked at by, physicals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Gets go to minor league just because they want to double check him, make sure he's all good to go.
Yeah.
And then in that same year, he pitched for the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
He pitched for them.
Huh.
And I feel like they won the game.
Baseball's so weird to me that way. It's like just their
crazy.
Their farming system, the contracts that get signed, how long. I mean, we look at Bryce Harper and that ridiculous contract.
Bryce Harper's an outlier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
like you and I kind of understand sports. And
yeah.
like, I'm a big sports guy between football, baseball. And, I dabble a little bit in hockey.
Yeah.
But, like, baseball's such an outlier.
Yeah.
Like, baseball, like, you could be, a number 1 draft pick in baseball and go straight to the league. Or you can also, like, for example, there's a guy that I love, and I will talk him up 100%.
Yeah.
His name is Justin Jackson.
Justin Jackson.
He pitched for the Barnstomers.
Okay.
He was a number 1 draft pick by the Braves.
By the Braves?
Yes.
I don't like the Braves, but good for you, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, that's the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
he came to us. He's an amazing guy.
He wasn't from around here?
No.
Okay.
No. He was an amazing guy. I love him so much. Case in point, like, he's doing videography stuff.
Nice.
He's, like, taking his own thing. But, like, he was a number 1 draft pick.
Yeah.
And, like, a high draft pick.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, baseball didn't work out for him.
Yeah.
Like, even with us, like, he came down to us and, like, he wasn't one of our, top aces. Like, he was maybe a bullpen guy who came in and closed and, like, but, like, that's, like, I want to always, like, put out that, like, especially dealing with these players, like, they're humans.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what, like, even with football and stuff, like, these people were, like, might be number 1 draft picks and they're supposed to go so far up and stuff, but it's like sometimes it doesn't work.
Sometimes it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So your affiliation with the Barnstomers, you weren't a player, you weren't a coach, you weren't the popcorn guy, you weren't the peanut guy, you were
something better.
What? How much better?
So let's put this out there, and I'm allowed to say this because the idea is getting a little bit, I was Cylo, the mascot.
Cylo is the mascot.
I was the mascot for 7 years.
7 years. I found out that you were the mascot when you were 5 years in. Never knew.
Yeah.
You kept that secret like nothing.
Because, and I will put this out there so everyone who you have listening helps out. It's an idea.
Yeah.
And think about this too. It's like, it's mainly for the kids.
Yeah.
And we can get that, my other aspects of my jobs and things like that. Like,
unless you're gritty, then I don't think that's for kids.
it's all about the kids, and you want to keep that wonder and that mystique.
Yeah.
And it's the same Philly fanatic. Like, let's be honest. Like,
it's the nostalgia behind it.
Like we're all not dumb.
Yeah.
We all know that it's some dude in a suit.
Yeah.
But that dude in that suit makes kids' lives so much impactful. Like, it's such a great thing. And, like,
what was one of the biggest takeaways you took from being Cylo?
Being Cylo.
Just being Cylo.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
To add on to that, it was that mystique.
Okay.
Like, obviously, like, I can talk to you right now and I can take the the praise and what you want with that was being Cylo. And I joke all the time, like, I was technically a local celebrity for years.
Yeah.
But there's pictures out there, and I have them on my Facebook, and they've been, through season ticket holders and stuff. There's moments that you have where, like, you have a sick child who has cancer, or who has, some type of, different aspect, like, and you just make their day.
Yeah.
And, like, it makes it all worth it. Like, I right now in my head, it'd be crazy to try and find the picture, but there's a picture. It's a black and white picture, and some season ticket holder took it. And if you're listening to this, like, please take credit for that. But, like, I hugged a child. And it's, like, it's just one of those pictures that's, like, it's 100% wholesome. Like, it's just a kid loving a mascot.
Yeah.
And the mascot loving him back.
Yeah.
And it's just, like, the joy you can give to people. Like,
yeah.
I can tell you all day, like, I met Roddy Piper. I met Charlie Manuel. I met Jose Canseco. I met Dennis Rodman. Like, all those different aspects are great. And, like, it's something I can check off on my bucket list.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, like, at the end of the day, it's that little kid who came up and, like, they get to meet Cylo.
Well, like you said, it keeps the imagination alive, because we had that when we were younger,
right.
With the Phillies or the Sixers, or if you were a fan of the Phillies or Sixers growing up around here. But I think that that's something that has really just been kind of taken away, especially through this COVID era. And I love seeing people getting back out and going back out, having family times. The thing, though, with we'll hold that talk because I want to talk to you about Piper right after this. But the thing with that, though, it's sports in general have just become this conglomerate of just, unproportionate things that a standard American family can't go to a game anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe they can go to, like, one game every 4 years. Back when my parents were growing up, I mean, anybody could go to a game. It wasn't that expensive. So I think, like, now you have all of this, like, kids don't understand what their parents put in to get them to this point, and they're just happy and joyful. And I think what you do, I have a point to this, what you do and what the rest of the people in those mascot costumes do doesn't just help that child, it also helps the parents or the adults there to bring back kind of that nostalgia, magical feeling that you're talking about.
100%. When I was there, I mean, I don't want to feel like that I'm bragging. So please, everyone who's listening, like, don't feel like I'm bragging. But, like,
he's bragging.
I was the box office assistant. Shout out Holly Shelton. Holly Shelton. She was the box office attendant. Okay. She was the manager. She's one of my best friends. She'll be invited to my wedding.
Nice.
Future issue we'll get to. I ran Cylo relations and all that. And we had 3 other Cylos when I was there.
Okay.
I want to give this out, especially if this ever blows up. I want to give credit where credit is due. Her name is Barb. Okay. Forgive me right now. I completely forget her name, and this is awful. But her name is Barb. She has been with the Barnstomers for years, and she's currently still with them.
Oh, nice.
And you can tell her because she's shorter as a human. So when you look at Cylo, you can tell her by her special shoes that she has. Okay. And different aspects. But she, again, is one of those people who, she was Coco. So that's a callback to the Hershey Bears.
The Hershey Bears, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Who technically represent the Washington Capitals. Yeah. They're a straight affiliate to them. Yeah. She represented for years, and she even has a tattoo for Coco and Cylo. She has tattooed on her body that the championship she's won.
She's won for that. That's so cool.
And a little side
talk about dedication.
Yeah, this is a fun thing, and I kind of want to put this out there. And this is my little credit claim to fame. So my first year of running Cylo, quote unquote, we won the baseball championship.
Yeah,
we won the Atlantic League championship.
How long have they been an organization?
Oh my God, you're going back like
That was like
we won that in 2013, 14.
So they've been around since 2007.
I would say
I think
that far back.
Out there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If not further back, or if not close to that. Like,
Yeah.
they've been around a long time.
Yeah.
And what was really neat, here's a little behind the scenes info. So the general manager pulled me and Barb into her office.
Yeah.
At the time, we were the two main silos.
Yeah.
And she asked us, she said that she announced that we were going to get rings.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. So I didn't even think about it. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to like make a job and like get to the top of the tier and just like make a career out of this because, you know, the Fanatic does that kind of thing.
Yeah.
She announced that we were going to get rings out of it. I was like, holy crap.
That's so
like,
cool.
this is so cool. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to get a professional championship.
That's when it hits you like, this is real. I'm actually getting a
exactly.
ring.
So first of all, I got fitted. So my fat fingers gets fitted for a 13.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Tony.
So my ring currently is actually getting bigger because I'm losing weight and my ring is getting bigger. But me and Barb decided, like, what do we do? Like, we want to keep this. We're all big aspects of like keeping the nostalgia.
Yeah.
And keeping the aspect of Cylo is his person. Like, Cylo is the Philly Fanatic. Cylo is this person.
Yeah.
So what we came up with, and if you ever see me, and if I'm wearing my championship ring, you'll see it. So we kept Cylo winning a ring.
Okay.
But every player gets their number with the ring. So they have their last name and their number.
Yeah.
Well, Cylo always has their number, or will always have his name.
Yeah.
And his number is 0, so it'll always be 0.
Yeah.
So for us to make it semi-personal to us, instead of the number, we did our initials.
Okay.
So our championship rings say Cylo at the top,
Yeah.
but instead of a number, it's our initials.
TB. Nice.
So yeah, my ring says Cylo at the top,
Yeah.
but at the very bottom it says TB.
How funny
instead
would
of
that be
0.
if you used your Cylo ring for your wedding ring?
I thought about it. I don't think the wifey's gonna appreciate that very much, especially the ring I got her. I don't
nice. Well, she hasn't seen it yet, right?
wedding ring wise, we have not picked them yet.
Not picked yet. Okay.
But
engagement ring, yes.
Engagement ring. So, backstory: my
Yeah.
fiance,
Yeah.
Cassandra Eileen Crawford, the love of my life.
And watch out, they're gonna look her up on Ancestry or something.
Yeah. Well, I kind of want to put it out there because you talk about like. I love. First of all, I want to thank you again for the multiple times having me on.
No,
this is amazing. Like, this is a
fun
dream
so
come
far.
true.
Yeah.
In all honesty, and you said everyone's got a story to tell.
Yeah.
Well, I have quite the story.
Yeah.
So Cassie has always been the one who got away.
Mm.
So, backstory without details.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to incriminate anybody. So, details. So, when I was a freshman in high school, me and Cassie were dating.
Yeah.
And we separated.
Mm-hmm.
And I will leave the details where it is. I will say, to keep myself positive,
Yeah.
I was a young, dumb, immature freshman in high school.
I think we all were at one point.
Exactly. So that spanned a long longevity.
Yeah.
So eventually, recently, like literally recently in 2020.
Yeah.
So I left a relationship that I was in for 7 years.
Yeah.
She was in one for 12.
Mm.
I left a relationship for 7 years thinking my world was ending.
Mm.
I reached out to her.
Yeah.
And it was so funny because I kind of reached out to her in the typical millennial fashion. I was liking her pictures on Instagram. I was liking her pictures on Facebook. I'm leaving comments. And she even says to this day, she goes, Tony must be single.
Yeah.
Like, he's hitting up all my stuff.
That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's like that's the uncoded millennial thing. if you are interested in someone, you like either all their Facebook pictures or Instagram pictures,
Correct.
or whatever.
Correct. So it was at a time where she was leaving in a relationship, and we started talking to each other. We kept it very simple, and since we knew each other, like we knew how each other worked.
Yeah.
So we kept it very basic.
Yeah.
And as time went on, we started to find that, like, hey, like, this hasn't lost any traction. Like, we're right where we need to be. So we dated for a year. And so here's the greatest
Saw
story.
me a giant, and then a week later, you're... No, I'm just kidding.
So here's the greatest story. So I'm going to shout out my best friends. Mike Ray.
Mike Ray.
Yep. And Destiny Hilliard.
Des.
Who are currently... married.
Yes.
They've been married for, they just had their anniversary. I think it's 8 years.
Yeah.
I just shouted out. So I talked to my best friends and they say, so here's, even this is for Cassie. So she knows how this all went down because she still doesn't know how it went down. I tell my best friends, we go over to our friends' night and I tell them, hey, like, I'm going to propose to Cassie.
Nice.
Like, it's the writing's in the stone.
Yeah.
Like, we've dated literally from 5th grade, 4th grade even, because you can take it back. And this is another story. Like, you might have to add me back on. Like, this is a story that, like, we were fake marriage in 5th grade.
Like elementary school. The fake
elementary
marriages.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a musical of the Christmas Carol. I was Bob and she was Bob's wife. And that's how we started dating. Because we were Bob and Bob's wife, I was like, oh, this girl's pretty cute. Like, let me date her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it goes that back for.
Jeez.
So I reach out to them and I'm like, hey, like, I'm going to propose to this woman. Help me. Like, how do we do this?
Yeah.
So Destiny, knowing in all her glory, was like, hey, I want to get my nails done. Let me tell Cassie, let's get our nails done. So I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Because then I can bridge off of that.
Off the nail.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's how it started.
How nervous were you before you did it?
Oh, my God. So here's the thing. Everyone out here who wants to propose, it doesn't matter if that person you know is going to say yes.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, me and Cassie are living together 4 months in.
Yeah.
Like, we've already, like, established a house. She helped buy the house.
Yeah.
I'm now helping pay for it. And, like, we've been living together for, like, 4, 5, 6 months even.
Yeah.
Like, so I know, and, like, we've had this conversation. Like, I know this woman wants to marry me.
Yeah.
But that does not mean that it makes it any easier.
Yeah.
Like, I was so nervous. So we planned this. And I planned that, like, so here's the aspect. Destiny is going to say, like, since we are getting our nails done and we have off, Destiny and Michael have a beautiful son. His name is Easton. They have a beautiful son. They're going to ask Michael's parents to, like, babysit him.
Yeah.
And since they have a babysitter, quote unquote, they're going to make a date night out of it.
Nice.
And so I was playing off of that. So it was so funny. We planned this, and Cassie comes home one day after work.
Yeah.
I get off a little bit earlier than she does. And she goes, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know, Destiny hit me up today, and she wants to plan a date night between us and you guys.
Little did you know.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, yeah, no crap. Like, I planned this. And she goes, we're going to go to the... this is awful. I already forget. It's in New York.
Where you proposed?
Yeah.
I forget.
It's along the water. It's a York.
Right when you get off of the bridge.
Yes.
Off to the right.
Yes.
Big brick place.
Yes.
Stony place. Yeah, it's not coming.
Exactly.
I know where you're talking about.
So, first of all, I'm so sorry. All the women out there, I'm so sorry. This is awful. But anyway, so we planned this event.
Yeah.
So she tells me, and she's like, yeah, we're going to plan dinner at this time.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like, oh, that's great. And I'm thinking, yeah, no crap. I made the reservations. I called 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And put them under Mike Ray's name. my best friend's name.
Yeah.
So that way you don't think anybody different.
Anything different?
So here's the funny of it. And everyone out there, and any man who wants to, propose and is looking at it. So I planned all of this, right? So the day comes. I actually get off work earlier than what I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And my boss even knows. She let me off earlier.
Yeah.
So thankful. So I get home.
Keep going with your story. I'll be right back.
My fiance thinks that I'm like going home and just getting ready for our date night. So I get home. I'm all ready. Hair's done. I've got my polo on. I got my special, khaki shorts on and everything. And she is taking forever. Just like a typical woman. Again, please. I love women, and I'm so thankful that you all get ready because I know I will tell you right now, my fiance, I love the fact that she wears makeup, and I love it, and I appreciate it because I will say, damn, she looked fine.
It's just the time that goes into it.
Exactly. I did not plan for that. So it's getting closer, and I have my best friends texting me.
What time were the reservations?
So it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
And let me guess, they were there already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 5 o'clock, they were on their way to the reservation. And I'm thinking like, crap. Like, this is so bad.
Yeah.
So I'm like trying to rush her.
Yeah.
So first point, like backstory. So I'm a man who's getting ready to propose to his fiance.
Yeah.
Like I want to spend the rest of my life with this woman. She's getting ready for a super date night with our friends. Reservations to a highly classified restaurant, and she's doing makeup. And now it's past COVID time, so she can actually do makeup. She don't have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm trying to do this to a woman right now. And, like, it's instantly, like, just chaotic for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm pushing this woman to, like, do her makeup and stuff faster.
Yeah.
Instantly, I'm like, why are you doing this?
What time did she start getting ready?
She got ready early. But see, my woman, she is a very beautiful woman, but she is all about her makeup. Gotcha. She loves her makeup.
So basically, she started getting ready to the point that you thought you'd be on time.
Right.
But that didn't happen.
Right.
Got you.
So eventually we get ready. And we are maybe about 20 to 10 minutes outside of where we should be.
Yeah. So
I text my friends, and we're okay still.
Yeah.
We're running the transaction. So the whole way there, my heart is beating.
Were you driving?
Like, yes.
Lucky you didn't go off the bridge.
Well, I thought about it a couple times because she was talking about like getting there on time and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And like as a man, like my car is gonna be I'm the man of the relationship. I gotta drive.
Yeah.
So it was that kind of aspect.
Not me. I always make.
So we get there.
Drive. I hate
Here's
driving.
the funniest part of this whole thing.
Yeah.
So remember, I've planned this. My best friends are in on it.
Mm-hmm.
They know I'm doing it, and they're the main key of like how this is all going to go down.
Yeah.
So they're all on my team.
Yeah.
I completely forget what I had planned. So I get there. They get there.
You forgot the whole thing?
I have the ring in my pocket. Okay?
Yeah.
It's a square box. I'm trying to hide that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get there, and my best friend's wife, Destiny, she looks at me and she goes, yeah, Mike had complained about going to the bathroom the whole time. He has to go to the bathroom. You want to join him, Tony? And I go, no, it's fine. She looks at me like, are you stupid? She's like looking at me like, exactly. It's one of those like, as you know me, through Beals. It's a Beals moment. For all those listening who know me too, it's a Beals moment. She looks at me like, are you kidding me? And I stare at her for like a split second. And I go, that's right. Maybe I should go to the bathroom.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. So I did one of those like, oh yeah, I should go to the bathroom. Thankfully, Cassie is so oblivious to this.
Yeah.
She says she knew, but hopefully she was completely oblivious to this. She plays along with it.
Yeah.
So I go to the bathroom with my best friend.
Yeah.
So we get in there. He actually does use the restroom, and I use the restroom, and there's another guy in there. and he must have been 3 shades of the wind already.
Yeah.
And he just starts talking to us. And he goes, yeah, what are you boys doing here? Whatever. And me, being the honest person that I am, go, yeah, I'm about to propose to my girlfriend. And he goes, oh, yeah. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, good luck with that.
Drunken friends in the bathroom. Classics.
Yeah, exactly. Just dude, like, straight broed out, like, hat, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, straight broed out. And, dude, he gave me the best piece of advice ever. He was like, dude, don't think about it. He goes, if you're getting to this point and you want to propose to your girlfriend, he goes, she's going to say yes.
Damn. It's actually pretty good advice.
Exactly. And he goes, I'm with my fiance. He goes, it's going to be the greatest thing you ever had. Like, it was just one of those things that was just like, he was such a bro moment.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it was like, duh.
Yeah.
Like, if you get to this point, and this is my advice to other people, if you get to a point where you want to propose to your girlfriend, clearly you guys have a connection. And if you're going to get to that point, clearly it's going to be, there's a future with you two.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure you got, like, especially in our generation, like, we've had this moment where, like, we know the person we're going to propose to, and it's very obvious.
Yeah.
So, like, when you get to this point, and, like, people kept telling it to me when I was getting ready to do that, like, I had bought in the ring that November. So I had proposed this past summer.
Yeah.
So we're less than a year.
Yeah.
So fallish, maybe. So case in point, like, I proposed.
When you proposed?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know the exact date.
I thought I just saw you guys recently.
Yeah, it's very recent. It was within September, I want to say, this past year.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Yeah. So case in point, like, we have not been engaged a year yet.
Yeah.
When you get to that point, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it's very obvious. Like, I had the ring November 2020, and I can only say that because it was COVID money. Okay. Because it was one of those things where it was like, I knew the ring she wanted.
Was it Trump money or Biden money?
COVID money. I'm gonna keep it very political, because, like, I'm a lover of all trees. I would hug trees. I love everyone.
I sing to the rivers. So, how did you then transition from that awkward moment of forgetting everything into, like, did you do it in the restaurant?
No. So here was the greatest thing that I ever did, and it was one of the greatest proposals I think I've ever had. And people have already told me that. Yeah. So our idea was,
how many proposals have you had?
One.
Okay.
This is only one. Okay. But I just meant, like, I tried to take from others.
Oh, from other people. Okay.
Yeah, and see, like,
so you haven't had multiple proposals.
No, thank God. Yeah, no, I'm not one of those guys. But no, it was one of those things where, like, I planned it where we didn't even talk with my best friends. So Des and Mike were going to get pictures in front of the beautiful lake that was out with the bridge and everything. They were going to get beautiful pictures, and then it was going to be our turn. And my best friend was going to count down, and we go 3, 2, 1. Like, he was taking a picture, but that was on me, that where I had Destiny taking the pictures.
Pause. How hard is it when you're planning a proposal to correlate with the people around you? I've heard nothing but nightmares from people that I know that are proposed that have tried to get friends involved.
From personally?
Yeah.
My best friends are my best friends.
Yeah.
Like, they were 100% in. Like, Destiny Hilliard is one of the greatest women I will ever count to my life, because not only with this proposal, but she also, like, kept warning me about my ex. Yeah. It kept warning me. Yeah. Like, this is no good. This is no good. And I constantly just ignored her.
Des has always been amazing.
I'm telling you. Like,
she was one of my good friends in high school.
If I can give a public forum to how amazing Destiny Ray is, and I'll say it now because she's married to Mike Ray. Yeah. But if I can give a public forum to how amazing Destiny Ray is, she's an amazing woman. Yeah. And no wonder Michael married her. Yeah. But, like, that was the whole point. Like, Destiny knew. Yeah. And that's how I knew also this, too, because we kept joking about proposal. Yeah. Like, we would have fires on, like, friends' nights and stuff. And Destiny would always be like, what are you waiting for? And I'm like, well, I got to get the ring first. Right. And, and she was like, what are you waiting for? And this is, like, 4 months, 5 months into our relationship. We're like, it's semi-new, but, like, semi, like, not. Yeah. But, yeah. So that's how I knew.
So you're out by the lake. And when what try to explain this moment inside of your head, like before you drop down.
I love this. This is why you're a podcaster. Like, this is the exact questions I was hoping to get, because like this is exactly what I want to explain. So we had that moment inside the bathroom with this random stranger in my bedroom.
A random bro.
Random bro. Just give me great advice. I don't even know this dude's name.
Yeah.
And like, if you remember talking to me and you see me on this, like, dude, you gave me the best piece of advice. You're an amazing person. But I had my best friend there, and like, and everybody just kept giving me the same exact perfect advice. It's just like, it's right.
Yeah.
Like, if you're getting to this point,
once you know, you know.
Exactly. Yeah. And no matter how many people say it, once you know, you know, and it's the very specific piece of information you need to know. Like, once you know, you know.
Yeah.
So I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah.
But it's still nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So I get out there. So here we go. So Mike and Des start taking their pictures, and I have my phone out, and I'm just taking the BS amount of pictures possible. Like, these are my best friends, and yes, this is a great memory for them too, because this might be one of the pictures that they always have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, as a couple.
Yeah.
But in my head, I'm thinking, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is happening. So, and
internal countdown of like just tick tick. Oh no.
Exactly. And then so they pass the phones over, and we stand there. And I have a TikTok. I don't know exactly, but it's Tony Beals, I think 09 or whatever. The video's on there. I posted it out there. If you want to reach out to me, please, I'll post it, because this is the best part of my life. I have the video of it.
Yeah.
And we're posing for a picture. And I have it in my right pocket.
Yep.
And we're posing for the picture, and my best friend Michael Ray counts it down perfectly.
Yeah.
And he goes, 3, 2, 1. And then you can see us, like, in the video. You can even see me, like, posing for the picture to make it believable.
Yeah.
And then I start to turn, and then I start to get down on one knee. Now, this is where the funny part comes in. My fiance, who I know is going to say yes, starts going, no, don't do this to me. No. So as I'm bending down on one knee, getting the ring out of my pocket, I'm hearing, no, please don't do this to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Which is a typical, female reaction.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, my first instinct just goes, oh, this is going to go so bad. Again, remember, sidebar, we are living together.
Yeah.
Like, we just left our own house.
Yeah.
And we're going to this place. I have to take this woman back to my house. So currently, right now, I'm thinking, like, this is going to be the most awkward
drive home and sleep tonight if she says no.
Exactly.
You start hearing those no's consistently over the head, and even when she says yes, you're like, no?
Exactly. But then, at that point, I poured my heart out. Yeah. Like, I rehearsed that moment, 100% of my time.
Yeah.
And I can even say it now because I rehearsed it so much. I told her, I said, Cassandra Eileen, I said, you're the most important person in my life.
Yeah.
I said, you're always the person I considered the one that got away. And that was always a constant. Like, no disrespect to any of my exes, but at the same time, like, when you know, you know, and like when life gives you a soulmate, they give you a soulmate.
Yeah.
She was always that person, because no matter what, at the end of the day, like, I was always trying to find love, but she was always the person that was like, hey, if I could get one more chance with her. Yeah. Like, that's why I considered the one that got away, because it was like one of those ones where it's like, I wish I knew what I knew now when I was a freshman in high school.
Well, she ain't now. She ain't the one that got away now.
Exactly. But that's the whole point. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was young, dumb, and immature in high school. Yeah. And it was one of those things that was like, if I would have known then what I know now, I wouldn't have sacrificed anything to that.
Well, the thing with that, too, is I believe that timing is everything.
Yeah.
And I believe that, just from my perspective, God set up that time for you in that perfect moment. Is because
100%.
If you would have, like, if I think back, like, even on my own life, if I would have stayed in relationships that probably would have been really good for me, those people are very well off for themselves right now. They have, the house, the picket fence, and everything. But I'm like, that could have been me, but I didn't want that to be me. At least at that time, and even
Yeah.
now. And I see, girls that I've dated back in high school and before then, like how happy they are, and it's just like that wasn't us.
Exactly.
But you get that in you, though.
And I'm with you too.
Yeah.
Like I'm a definite I've heard your podcast, so I want to put this out there too. Like I'm a definite God believer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I might not go to church every day.
Yeah.
But I still do say my prayers.
Yeah.
You know, people don't need to hear it, and I don't need to put it out there. But like I do say prayers every once in a while.
Yeah.
And I mean them.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right.
Yeah.
Like I've lived, especially with my father and the way his life is carried on.
Yeah.
Things happen for a reason.
Yeah.
And they truly do.
Yeah.
Real quick example. My father was a drafter.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way I could put it, for stock building supply.
Stock build, yeah.
Yeah. He lost his job maybe a month less before Christmas. When I was 16, 17. He lost his job.
Yeah.
And he worked his way up. He worked in the panel shop. He was building trusses. He was going out on job sites. He worked his way up to the top. My dad is a Marine and has a high school diploma.
Yeah.
He did not have any kind of college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's the old school, build your way up to where you want to be. Lost his job right before Christmas. Didn't know what we were going to do as a family.
Yeah.
Super hard time.
Yeah.
My dad currently is I will say this correctly, a correctional officer for Chester County Prison.
Nice.
Yes. So for those who don't understand that, he's a prison guard for Chester County Prison.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing he's ever done in his life.
Yeah.
He loves it.
You got to love what you do.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to.
He loves it.
Or
Because at the end of the day, he has a wonderful story to tell.
Yeah.
You know, I could tell stories about the crap artist. I'll put it nicely. The crap artist.
Yeah.
Who covered himself in feces and drew pictures on the walls and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But at the end of the day, my dad loves what he does.
Yeah.
He's also have seen his fair share of tragedies.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the day, and I will not go into detail to this because it's not fair to him.
Yeah.
But so the people that listening know, there was a day that my dad came home crying, and there was an issue with a fellow employee that his life was put in danger, and my dad had to help.
Yeah.
And because of certain individuals who did not, do the right idea, that individual cannot continue to work as a correctional officer because of what prisoners had did to him. It's one of the most recent times I've seen my father cry.
Yeah.
And, I hold my father to a very high standard.
Yeah.
I constantly say, you'll see on all my posts and everything, if I'm half the man my father is, I've succeeded in life.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that. My dad, and I will say that in any public forum, and I'll do that as much as I can, my father is the greatest inspiration in my life.
Yeah. That's good, man.
He's a dad.
You can tell. I mean, you can tell how much influence that he's had.
And I truly apologize to those who don't understand that and don't know that, and I truly sympathize for you.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that I will say it this way. Unfortunately, I am one of the lucky ones. Because I know there's a lot of people out there who don't have that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I am one of the lucky ones. My father, I'm right now currently trying to find a way to honor him in our wedding.
Yeah.
Because he needs to know.
Yeah.
And the same with my mother.
Yeah.
She doesn't, I don't want to, me and my father have a great, relationship, but my mother needs to also know what she's done.
Yeah. Well, you Beals, you're gonna do a great job with that.
Right.
Doing that. You've always been
right.
Been
But
good
you know how
that.
it is too. It's I don't want to take away from what my mother has done for me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, my dad is my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Me and him have the relationship. Case in point, that's why my father and my brother, they go on a camping trip, and people ask me all the time, why don't you go with him? And I was like, I had 11 years with my dad.
Yeah.
My brother did not.
Yeah.
I got to give him the opportunity to have that moment with him.
Yeah, that one-on-one time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to take that away from him.
Yeah.
if that's what I can do, like that's the reason why I let them go with it. Like, would I love to go on that camping trip? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I recognize it's like my brother needs that.
Yeah.
Like my dad is an amazing man, and he's got to have the same relationship. Like I wish he has the same relationship that I do with him.
With him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's so cool, man. That's
Yeah.
so cool. I want to segue back just
Please.
a tad
Please.
with the Cylo thing.
Yes, please.
Because you met one of the pioneers for professional wrestling. I know you and I have shared
exactly where
a
you're going
love
with this.
for
Yes.
professional wrestling, and I think you met him a month before he passed.
Yeah. Yeah.
And tragic that he even passed like that.
Yeah.
But there's a lot going on. I got to see him one time when I was a kid. Never talked to him or anything like that.
Yeah.
They were doing a show in Jersey, and I was down there for some reason. I can't remember why. But just the you want to talk about nostalgia around him, and that's Rowdy Roddy Piper. And Rowdy Piper, man, I started watching wrestling probably when I was in 4th grade, so that would have been 2002. But I knew of because my aunt Rosie actually watched wrestling, so I saw some of like the 90s stuff. But my dad, so I have this Uncle Pat, all right. And he's got this mustache like this. Okay. And my dad was talking about, they were talking about something one day, and they were talking about Hulk Hogan. I just remember my dad, the one day, I was probably 4th grade, runs into the other in the living room. He's like, Michael, come here. You got to see this. You got to see this. And I was like, okay. He's like, that's the guy I was talking about, Hulk Hogan. And I still remember it. And now that I can remember the memory and place it to the actual moment, thanks to the WWE Network, when he returned in the yellow and red. Clothes. Yeah. And I just remember looking at that. And I looked at my dad, because I'm 4th grade, and I was like, what's Uncle Pat doing on the TV? My Uncle Pat, if he would grow it all the way like down here and fluffier.
Like
he's not big, but I mean, he looks just like him. It's so funny to me. But anyway, the reason I'm bringing that up is because the first time I got introduced to Piper was when he returned in 2003 for Piper's Pit. I ate it up. I mean, he just had something about him. So what was it like to meet him, and what did you guys even do? I saw the picture that you guys took. So
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
So this is the whole thing. Like, this is why I loved being a part of the Lancaster Barnstomers.
Yeah.
So like I said, I will always hold them up high in my mind.
Yeah.
We didn't work out. I was trying to get above and beyond in that program.
Yeah.
You know, trying to be a head salesman, things like that. It just didn't work out.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they were any bad. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I will admit when I first left, I was very bitter.
Yeah.
But now that I'm mature enough, I realize like, hey, they gave me a great opportunity.
It's so business. That's how business works.
Yeah. So I want to apologize for like anything I've ever said like before now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like about them, because I'm mature enough to now notice that they give me a great opportunity.
Yeah.
With that being said, Piper.
Yeah.
Dude, what a professional.
Yeah.
So I will give this beautiful story that a lot of people don't know, and they might know because they've seen him outside of the professional aspect.
Yeah.
And this would be a great opportunity. So we had Piper coming to the show.
Yeah.
As Cylo, at that time I was running him, if you will. So I was in charge of scheduling appearances, scheduling games. I was the assistant box office manager. I was running tickets. I was doing a lot of things at that point.
Yeah.
So I kind of had the opportunity to be like, I can work that game.
Yeah.
Or I could not. And like I can still be a part of that game and not work it.
Yeah.
So that was one of the games that I kind of wanted to be myself. So I believe, if I remember correctly, I could be wrong. I might have worked it because at that point too, I was just trying to make money.
Yeah.
I did not work that game, and I ran tickets because again, my best friend Holly Shelton, wonderful woman.
Yeah.
She currently works at Great Signs. Go check them out. Great Signs. They're a great person out. You know, they're a great organization.
Shameless plug.
Yeah, exactly. She was running it, and I had an opportunity to kind of meet Piper personally.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times at Cylo, like, yeah, you get to meet these people, but like Like, I met Charlie Emanuel through Cylo.
Mm.
I did not get to meet him face to face.
Yeah.
I was in the Cylo costume when I shook that guy's hand.
Yeah.
Like, I can say I met Charlie Emanuel and he's a great person, but like, I never got to meet him face to face.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper is one of the true people I've got to meet face to face.
Yeah.
And one of the greatest moments I can always share about him is because, so with Piper coming that night, there was a local promotion, Lancaster County Wrestling, I want to say at the time.
Yeah, Mick Foley does.
Yeah, he did with them. I think
Yeah.
they're under a new name right now.
Yeah,
or
they
might be disposed right now.
They rebranded, I believe, but I actually met Mick Foley at the Gap Wawa because of that.
Exactly. Yeah, because I remember that too because my ex wanted to meet him at the same time. And yeah. So with that promotion, they had brought live wrestling to that night. So we were making it a wrestling night.
Yeah.
So as the Barnstomers, like, hey, it's a wrestling themed night. We're going to have live wrestling. And at the same time, you can meet Roddy Piper. So at the time, he comes in. So usually with what it was I was also the acting receptionist at the time.
Yeah.
So he comes in. I meet him. It's great. Awesome. I get him checked in, whatever. We continue on our day.
Yeah.
Game time comes. So the Lancaster County Wrestling or whatever, forgive me, the promotion at that time in Lancaster County, they were performing a show that night. This dude, okay, Roddy Piper, without getting paid, without getting any type of thing, was so adamant about giving his knowledge of the business to these young and upcoming people. It was beautiful to see. So, like, I'll never forget, I came out of the ticket booth, and to come do something. And right there in the middle, he was showing this young lady at the time a move, how to do it better. Like, he was like, hey, when you do this move, grab the arm this way and do it, and he was giving his knowledge of the business to these people who were up and coming, didn't pay him any kind of amount of money, and he didn't owe them anything. He just loved the business so much that he wanted to see it progress for the better. On top of that, so he's doing appearances in the the booths up top. You know what I mean? So I had scheduled for me to meet him and my ex at the time to go meet him. With that being said, it was just about our time to go meet him, and it was time for him to throw the first pitch out.
Nice.
He refused to go throw the first pitch out.
Until he met you.
Because he knew he had a line of people wanting to meet him, and he was more worried that those people in that line were not going to meet him than to throw the first pitch out. We had to reassure him that it was going to be like, hey, you throw the first pitch out, you do this, and then you can come back up, and then the rest of the people in this line and the plus more to come, you will get to meet him, you'll give them that time. He would not go until that was like solidified.
Wow.
And I can even credit that he did that. He went out and threw the first pitch. He came back up. He apologized to everybody that he had to do that. And then he met and gave every single person his time. Just a quick, like, hey, thank you for coming out. Like, he was the most genuine, one of the most genuine people I've ever, like, celebrities I've ever met. That's
everyone that talks about him on different shows and things I watch always say that. You wouldn't think about that if you just watched the character.
Exactly.
But to think of the inspiration that he's been to so many people. I mean, even Ronda Rousey, when she went to the WWE a couple of years ago, wore his colors and
everything she says about him, from my personal experience, I would truly believe. Because from what I met, that was honest.
And that was, I mean, if not the most badass woman in Ultimate Fighting, was able to carry on that legacy for that little bit. It was just so cool to see that come to
and a perfect segue to help me help you.
Yes.
Because I know with stuff we talked about, we want to talk about.
Yes.
She wore a ring gear about something we also wanted to talk about that you have brought up to me.
Which one?
The White Ranger.
Yes, she did wear the White Ranger.
Yeah.
White Ranger stuff.
And I can credit that I've met Jason David Frank. The one and only.
Let's be clear about this.
Okay, please.
The Green Ranger.
Oh, okay,
then
really?
became the White Ranger.
Okay. So here's the thing. So people watching me right now, I am one of the hugest, and I would declare that. I don't care what you say.
Is that a word? One of the hugest?
I'll make it. I'm one of the hugest, major Power Ranger fans there is on this planet.
Yep.
And I would specifically say Mighty Morphin era.
Yeah.
Because if you are I will use the term, because I'm one of myself, I will use the term nerd. Comic book.
Do you want to know something really funny?
Please.
Because I actually looked this up last night knowing you were coming on because I wanted to talk about this.
Please.
I could have sworn before the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, there was a Power Rangers before that. Like, I remember seeing it. I had to look and scroll through pages and pages and pages of Google.
This is where we're getting deep.
To realize I was watching the Japanese version, which is the original version.
You didn't know that before?
No, I didn't. I just found that out last night because I thought it's one of those things. Have you ever had those moments in life where you remember something and it wasn't that way at all? It's like that whole
100%,
Shaq genie or Sinbad genie thing.
100%, and I'm not afraid to admit it. It's happening with TikTok right now. I'm on TikTok, and TikTok keeps showing me things that I'm like, are you kidding me right now? And I didn't know this.
But that, dude, it was eating me alive. I was like, wait a minute.
There is technically two before Mighty Morphin.
Yes, I found that out. And then I realized how they adapted each of the Power Rangers, because I used to, when I was 5, 6, 7, 8, I mean, I probably watched it till I was like 10 years old. Like, each adaptation of it was just mimicking what they were doing, and that's what kept them alive for so long. It's still running.
So sidebar, here we go, real quick. There's technically 2 iterations of Power Rangers before Power Rangers even happened.
Okay.
So it's, oh my, you're really getting me deep here. It's either Zayu Ranger or Gayu Ranger.
It was, so there's the Shentai or whatever that is.
Shentai.
That was the series before.
Yeah. There's 2. One looks like a falcon.
Yeah,
like the Red Ranger, like has got this like cool like falcon pattern on.
See, I never seen any of it.
Yeah,
I literally just looked this up last night.
So yeah, that's the coolest thing. So technically, the American version of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the original from back in '93, that was technically the 3rd iteration from the Japanese
version.
Era.
Yeah,
because that era in Japanese was popping off like huge. It would be like Marvel to us back then.
Yeah.
Like, that was the issue.
Yeah.
So America wanted to like apply that.
Yeah.
So there's also, here we go. You're getting me really nerded out, and I love it.
Nerd out.
God,
Nerd out.
I can't wait. I'm so hyped. So there is a pilot for the Power Rangers.
Yes.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes, I read that.
2 of the characters are not even there.
Yeah.
Or maybe even 1. I know of Aisha as 1.
Okay.
The Yellow Ranger was not originally the Yellow Ranger.
Okay.
So rest in peace, the original Aisha.
Okay.
Which, this is awful. As a Power Ranger fan, I can't remember her name.
Yeah.
But she passed away in a car accident.
Ooh.
Yeah, the original Yellow Ranger. She
After they filmed the pilot.
Yeah. Well, no.
No, before.
No, she passed away later.
Oh, okay.
So after she was done with the show, she passed away.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
The original Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
In the pilot,
was
never casted.
Oh, okay.
Because I think they were looking for the diversity.
Oh, gotcha.
So I will say all the people out there, ignore the truth of Power Rangers, because I hate the African American guy was the Black Ranger, and the Asian American person was the Yellow Ranger.
Was he? Oh yeah, that's right. He was.
Yeah, that's a big controversy with Power Rangers, and I'll put that out there. Like, everyone wants to always point that out. Like the Asian American person was the Yellow Ranger, and the African American person was the Black Ranger. And I'm like, I'm gonna hate that. Like,
shame on you, Power Rangers.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, look what they were doing.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, like, Walter Jones, who was the original Black Ranger, who I got to meet in person,
nice,
is an amazing person. But at the same time, at that time, it was my first Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how Comic-Con worked. So I was like, oh, this guy wants like $50 for me to like shake his hand and take a picture with him off my phone.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of some messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
How they make a living.
I didn't realize that's how Comic-Con worked.
Yeah.
Because I was like, they were like, yeah, it's $50 and you get his autograph and you get to take a picture off your phone. I was like, well, don't you supply the picture? Like,
I was gonna go to Comic-Con 2 years ago when it was in, I think it was Philly.
Yeah.
I think there was a Philly
Probably
Comic-Con.
Wizard World.
And I was like, because I love anime. I will always love anime. I don't care how much of a nerd I sound like. It's just always.
Here we are.
It's always what I enjoyed and something that I kept from my childhood into my adult years. As bad as that might be, it's probably why I'm single. But anyways,
I'm with you right there.
So it's like
I love this. I love the Vegeta.
I wanted to go, but then I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched a video from the year before, and I'm like, these people are freaking crazy. I don't think I want to go to this.
Some of them are a little out there.
Yeah, it goes
like,
with it.
let me just get this straight. Like, the people who do that, I love you.
Yeah.
And just, I'm not one of those people. Like, because I even thought about, like, wearing, like, the most I've ever done is I've worn a Dragon Ball Z shirt and a Power Rangers hat to a Comic-Con.
See, that's not dressing up, though. That's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
wearing their
But
stuff.
at the same time, if I had the body to dress up as the Green Ranger and I had pecs and muscles, I mean, I have the helmet. Like, all I'm missing is buying the spandex on Amazon. Like, if I had the body to do that, I'm in, bro. 100%.
I look at some of these people and I'm like, you just spent $2,000 to look like somebody that you're gonna wear for an hour.
But at the
Granted, they're probably wearing it at home and doing some weird stuff that I don't want to get into.
But at the same time, if you had that $2,000, would you not spend the same exact money?
Look, if I were ever presented the opportunity to do that, and I had nothing else going on with my life, and I could dress like that man right there, I would consider it.
It's my case in point. Like, we're the two perfect. Like, if I looked like you, if I
Yeah.
had your body, I'm going to Comic-Cons 100% of the time as the Green Ranger.
You don't want my body.
100%.
Bro, my body
100%.
is Gumby. There's nobody in anime
You
or
don't
anywhere
have
else that's
rolls,
supposed
bro. If you put spandex on, it's going to look like the way it's supposed
Please
to.
don't put spandex on it. Please.
But side,
Oh my gosh,
Case
we
in
just
point.
we just got way too far into that.
I love it, though.
Anyway, I want to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I have to piss so bad, and I have to go. And I want to have you back on because I want to continue this conversation. So
100%.
we will continue this. I promise you, because I want to do that.
100%.
I want to tell you, one, I appreciate you for coming on. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for supporting, because you've been a great support to what this show is. Everything. I knew you were going to be just so fun to talk to again. It's been a while since we did that.
Yeah.
But I want to say I am, one, just so proud of you for what you're doing. And even if you don't think you're doing it in this way, you're doing so much for the community, giving back to the people that you're investing in. I wish you nothing but the best, man. I'm going to pray for you and Cass with this marriage coming up. I'm so excited
really
for you guys
appreciate
to do that. And we got some more crazy stories to talk about when we
Please.
come back to that.
Please, I'm ready for the part 2. Let's do it tomorrow.
Part 2. Oh, man. As always, guys, you can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube at Wallace Production, WALLESS Production. I will put one of Tony's links in if you want to get connected with him or hear any more of the stories until we reunite and come back with that. So, man, thank you for coming on.
I appreciate it, man.
It was
Thank
a
you
pleasure.
so much.
Thank you, man. All right, guys. We'll see you.